Do wings turn you gay, Headmare Twilight?
By Semelon. Twilight Sparkle, ruler of Equestria, raised an eyebrow towards her companion.
What do you mean?
Silverstream, ambassador of the Hippogriffs and her former student, smiled back at her from across the coffee table they were having their tea on.
You heard me. I was wondering if you became gay after becoming an Alicord, or if you were always gay. I'm not sure I understand the question, Silverstream,
Twilight said, now furrowing her brows. She side-eyed her guards, standing at either side of the room's door, hoping for any help they might be willing to offer via their facial reactions, but they looked as stone-faced as ever.
There are plenty of creatures who are born gay that don't have wings. Take Lair and Bonbon, for example. There are plenty of straight creatures with wings as well. Really?
Silverstream asked, tilting her head.
Like who? Because I've been thinking about this for a while, and there's not a single creature with wings I can think of who is exclusively attracted to the opposite sex.
Twilight blinked.
Well, are you straight, Headmare Twilight?
Silverstream wondered.
Vapor Trail and Sky Stinger.
Twilight blurted out, her cheeks burning up.
They are married. They had a beautiful little colt together. They're straight. Well, they're in a straight relationship,
said Silverstream.
But if what the last Wonderbolts reunion is anything to go by, they're not exclusively straight. I mean, come on, Headmare Twilight. You saw Sky. He sucked so many dicks that night he nearly beat Professor Rainbow's record.
Twilight shook her head.
What about Vapor Trail then? I've never... Who do you think was eating her ass while she watched her husband get his face railed by those studs?
Silverstream laughed. Twilight looked to her guards, more explicitly this time, but they were of no help. She sighed. The heat in her cheeks was starting to feel like a raging fire.
Well, let me think of somebody else. You can't,
Silverstream chirped.
I've tried. Well, let me try,
Twilight hissed.
There's not Professor Rainbow or Fluttershy, not Commander Flash Magnus, not Captain Thunderline, not Captain Rumble, not Somnambula, I can personally tell you that, and not Skittaloo either.
Silverstream rattled off, her cadence bouncing up and down musically.
Creatures! I was tempted to say Dragon Lord Ember, but after getting in touch with Smolder last week, I can no longer say that. There's Smolder herself, but she's kind of anything goes. Spinky Winky, maybe? Oh, but there was that time I walked in on him and Prince Shining Armor and Princess Cadence at the School of Friendship's annual Hearthswarm. Enough of that, please!
Twilight interrupted, waving a hoof in Silverstream's direction.
Okay, fine. There are a lot of gay Pegasi. There are, Silverstream said. And now we're back to my initial question. Were you gay before you had wings or after?
Twilight trailed off. Why didn't she know the answer? Did she even know if she was gay or not? Who had she been attracted to in her life?
I had a crush on Flash Sentry back in the day, and that was right after I'd become a princess.
Silverstream blinked.
Is there anything more gay than being attracted to Flash Sentry? Like, no matter your gender?
Twilight squinted.
Touché. Let's see. Was there anyone else in my life? I'll admit, I've thought about a few of my close friends very flatteringly, but romantically? It always felt too weird. Like I was choosing favorites or something. But all of that was after I'd gotten my wings. I guess maybe wings might make you gay if you assume that I only started having bisexual thoughts after becoming a princess. But it wasn't like I interacted with many creatures before I was an Alicord. The romantic interest, though? There was Fizzlebop Berry Twist, but then she settled down in the Crystal Empire and started seeing that old friend of hers.
Silverstream said something in reply, but Twilight's hearing tuned her out for a second as she frowned. Fluttershy in Discord, Pinkie Pie and Cheese, Rarity and Spike, sometimes, and Rainbow and Applejack. And then there was her. She had been left alone, hadn't she? But it wasn't like she was bitter about it. Not until now, anyway.
Oh, fucking shit!
Twilight's eyes widened as she thought more and more about it. Was she lonely?
Headmare?
Silverstream asked.
Did you hear me? No.
Twilight answered.
I'm sorry. I spaced out for a second. What were you saying, Silverstream? Well...
Silverstream said, and it was now that Twilight noticed the hippogriff seemed nervous. Her wings were slightly flared, and the fur on her chest was puffed up.
I was explaining that, my graduating class's 8-year reunion is happening next week, and I was kind of feeling a little weird that everyone else hooked up and I still haven't yet. And I know that the reunion isn't a competition or anything, and I'm not going there to judge any creature about where they are in life, but I still want to show up and impress my friends, you know? And what could be more impressive than showing up with our former Headmare as my date? Which is why this entire conversation just happened.
Twilight's blush felt like it contained the heat of 1,000 suns.
Oh.
There was a knock at the door. Twilight turned, about to send whoever it was away, but Silverstream held up a talon to stop her. The door opened, and in came a suited unicorn stallion with an ice cream bucket and a bottle of kava. Your wine, Lady Ambassador? Your Highness? He announced, placing it on the table before bowing out of the room. Twilight swallowed, staring at Silverstream.
You would really like to get to know you, Headmare. Better, please?
Silverstream begged, her voice growing smaller as her words went on.
I know this is weird, but I think it could be fun. And you always made sure we knew an important part of friendship was having fun.
Twilight's eyes raced over Silverstream's form, looking at her in an entirely different way than she ever had before. The pastel pink hippogriff was beautiful, and was no longer a teenager, and no longer her student. She was pleasant to be around. She made Twilight laugh in a way that Pinkie used to, and still did, but less often now that she had little Cheese to take care of. Twilight had always considered herself to be a rational mare. Reason was where she sometimes had a little more trouble. She definitely knew that on occasion she could be unreasonable as much as any pony else, maybe even more. But as far as finding any reasons to say no to Silverstream, she could find none. Twilight went to answer, but was stilled by Silverstream's earnest gaze, waiting patiently for an answer. Was she sure about this? Was she sure about taking that risk? Twilight began, but stopped. She thought on it for another few seconds before she looked Silverstream right in her sparkly, ocean blue eyes.
You're going to have to stop calling me Headmare. Deal,
Silverstream said, the ghost of a smile on her beak.
I have a question, though. Yes?
Twilight said. Her heart was racing.
Is Mommy a good replacement?
Twilight's heart nearly burst out of her chest. Her wings shot out, stiff as boards, and in the process of backing up, she caught the expressions of her guards. Blushing brightly, eyes slightly wide and hoping, and above all else, hopeful. Silverstream giggled nervously.
Too strong?
Twilight breathed in, then out. Do or die. It still wasn't too late. She turned to her guards.
Please wait outside, boys.